the most exciting week here at Cena's Corner. It is E3 week, and we're going to talk to you right here today about the press conferences between Sony and Microsoft on this episode of Cena's Corner.
Cena's Corner.
All right, people, what is happening? It is Tuesday, June 11th, which means that we are in the second day of E3. I realize your calendar's probably saying that E3 began on June 11th, but they made a mistake because it actually began yesterday on June 10th. So let me give you just a couple quick things, then we're going to jump right into the Microsoft and Sony presses. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think in in-depth detail. All right, first of all, if you guys want to see my quick synopsis of the Sony and Microsoft conferences, head on over to eggplante.com. You can find that there. I shoot a little bit different video over there. I don't go quite as long, and it works for that site. It is a news site. Here, we're going to go 100% in depth. I'm going to tell you what I think about things. You guys know how I do it. You've been following me for 5-6 years, and even if you're new, you know how I get down. All right, so also, on top of that, here this week, I'm going to give you guys some in-depth breakdowns. I won't go through the whole entire EA conference, but I'm going to give you some in-depth breakdowns on some of the games, what I think they need to do, especially when it comes down to Madden 25. Talk about some new blockbusters from there. I was live at the EA conference yesterday. So I'm going to be, I got some assets, so I'm going to be dropping some trailers here. If you haven't seen the trailers or you just want to revisit them, they're going to be here on Cena's Corner pretty soon. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into what you guys really want to talk about, what the hottest topic at E3 is this year, the brand new consoles between Sony and Microsoft. I am going to go down the line and I'm going to be unbiased as I always am, even though you guys all know me very well and my number one system of choice is the Xbox 360, but I also do own PS3 and PS Vita, so I am no stranger to them. So let's jump into it. All right, if you guys seen the press conference yesterday, let me just begin with Sony. I think we're going to start with Sony. I'm going to go backwards this year. You start Microsoft, I'm going to start with Sony and go backwards. All right, so let's break this down. Sony press conference, Jack Tritton, always looking sharp and dapper, came on the stage, and he let you know that basically they're going to kick this off right. He started off with the Vita. He wanted you guys to know first off that the Vita is going nowhere. The Vita, guys, is more important to you now if you're going to get a PS4 than it is if you have a PS3. That game system was developed 2 years ago, and in the second year, it is one of the biggest handheld consoles in the market, and it is very sharp. I do own one. They're going to come out with Batman Arkham Origins, Counter Spy, Destiny of Spirits, Doki Doki, and Kills One Mercenary, just for the Vita alone. They're also going to go back and they're going to remaster Gears of War 1 and 2, Final Fantasy X, and Flower, and Detonation is going to coming soon. Also Walking Dead. So they're not going to do away with the Vita. The Vita also has it's the ultimate companion for PS4. He was showing talking about how you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to play other games with the Vita, like the PS1 or some PS2 collections. By the remote takeover feature. That feature does work very well. If you don't have a Vita and you've never done this before, you can basically control your whole PS3 right from your Vita. If you don't know how seamlessly it works, I have MLB 2K13 right now on my Vita and my PS3. When I'm done playing my Vita, I just go to my PS3, pull it off from the cloud, and it's like I never walked away. So it's very good. This is the 7th season with the PS3. They announced that The Last of Us is going to be out this Friday. And then Puppeteer, Rainfall 2013, Beyond the Two Souls will come out October 18th. And Gran Turismo 6, which looked phenomenal. Batman Arkham Origins this fall. And Nightfall 1960. Nightfall, which is a downloadable content, and a 1960 Batman skin will only be for PlayStation. They also went back and revamped the current PlayStation for $299. You can get the Grand Theft Auto 5 edition, and it's going to come with an exclusive headset. All right, so that's what they covered that for. On the PS4 end, let's just hop right to the dig that they want to take at Xbox right off the bat. Now this right here, people can either sway you to go PS4, sway you to get both or not. It depends on what side of the used game fence that you're on. They came out and they said PSN Plus will carry over. Then they said PS4 will support used games. No online connection is needed to play the games, and there will be no online check-in, and it won't stop for not authenticating in 24 hours. Let me just talk about that chunk a little bit, because I think there is, I gotta say, some unfairness going on with what this online thing is between PS4 and Xbox. Let's face the facts, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an Xbox 360 or if you have a PS4 right now, it is connected to your Wi-Fi if you have that, which means it is always on. It's just not always on the way that Xbox is making it now, but you always have stuff flowing through that. To prove my point, I am a PSN Plus member. I have things set up to where it downloads all of the downloads I need and all of the upgrades right to my PS4 or PS3 when I'm not at home or work or I'm just sleeping. That's because it's always on. Maybe it is bad to have to authenticate every 24 hours. I don't really know why they're doing that either. I'm just going to give it to you. I don't know why. I think maybe it's to make sure that you play. I don't know. But that's kind of bad for people that don't have any internet at all. What are you supposed to do? All right, so they came out the box with that. Again, as I said, PSN Plus is going to carry over. They've increased by more than 144%. And they're going to make it a little bit sweeter for you. The Plus members is going to get Drive Plus PS Edition for your instant game collection if you buy Drive for PS4 for free. The new title every month for free, but Jack said that's going to begin when PS4 rolls out. You're going to have cloud service available in 2014. The cloud service is going to allow you to go back and play some of your favorite PS3 titles. I'm sure as we go along, they're going to go back and do PS1 and PS2 as well. But right now, they're concentrated on the PS3 titles. Your price tag, looking at the PS4 coming out this fall, is going to be $399, no cents. And you can pre-order that right now at Amazon and at GameStop. That's just the particulars. Let's move on to Microsoft and what they had to say. Microsoft started off with Konami coming back with Metal Gear Solid 5. Snake has always been a big part of Microsoft, and he is going to, has always been a big part of gaming, I should say. And he's going to be coming his way over here to Microsoft now to rip up the Xbox One. Xbox 360, they're not killing that either. So if you guys have an Xbox 360 and you're keeping one, good, because they've got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Parents out there, if you don't think that you can afford the PS or the, I got PS on the brain now, the Xbox One, you can get Xbox 360 until you can. Because guess what? They have about 13 different games coming out for the Xbox 360 just this year. In the next 12 months alone, Splinter Cell Blacklist, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, Batman Arkham Origins, Grand Theft Auto 5, which hits this September. It's going to be all for the Xbox 360. Then they show 3 new 360 titles. World of Tanks 360 Edition, which is going to be available, guys, for free. If you're a gold member, you're going to get that for absolutely no money, for free. 15 on 15 multiplayer warfare, free to gold members. You can't beat that. Then you're going to go to Max the Curse of Brotherhood. Dark Souls 2 is going to make its way as far as, and also Rise, Son of Rome, which is an Xbox exclusive also, which looks good. But my number one, biggest one, guys, that they came out and they told me they was going to bring back. I think either system could have brought this out and I would have been like, sold. Because I was a big player in this game. I remember sitting back at my friend's house and we all try to figure out every combo that you could figure out. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to Xbox One, we're going to get Killer Instinct. If you guys are as old as I am or you played video games for the past several years, if you're older than, I don't know, say 20, 25, you knew this game. I'm excited about Killer Instinct. Insomniac is making their first game ever. I don't know how Sony's taking this one, because you know Insomniac, that was Sony's boys for a very long time. Ratchet and Clank, one of the biggest selling games that they had. Well, now they're coming to Xbox One, they're going to bring you a new game called Sunset overdrive. Let's talk about gold membership just real quick. If I haven't already, your gold membership too, just like with the PSN, is going to carry over. So you have an Xbox 360 and you have an Xbox One, you're going to carry over. Starting July 2nd, free game downloads to keep. As long as you are a gold member on Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3 is going to be 2 of those games, and I gave you just the third right here, which is going to be World of Tanks. So now we don't have to wait until the Xbox One come out. We're going to start getting that next month on the 2nd. Only thing I'm not really clear about is Don Matrick did say that up until the release of Xbox One. So I don't know if that's going to stop, but I don't think it should. I think it's probably going to carry over, and they're going to have a library on Xbox One as well as the 360. Guys, this is how you get some of your games back now because of no backward compatibility. All right, moving on with that, Forza Motorsports was shown, Forza Motorsports 5, which looks phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen a car game that beautiful. Now I know, and all of this stuff, for anybody sitting going, every time this video, no. PlayStation, Sony, and Microsoft came correct, guys. They came and they both showed us video on the system. They actually played the system while it was there in development. So all of the stuff that was showed at the press conference was not video. That was 100% being rendered from that particular system. They're bringing back Minecraft. If you guys are a Minecraft fan, they're going to have the Minecraft Xbox One edition. Quantum Break X is an Xbox One exclusive as well. Then they talked a little bit. I'm just skipping around. I don't want to give you guys everything. You guys probably seen it. I just want to be a little bit more in depth, as you guys know I always am. The Smart Glass is going to pretty much be like the Vita over with PSN. The Smart Glass they have built in now to the Xbox One, which makes it seamless. So no matter what phone or what tablet you have, you can pull up Smart Glass and be able to do all kinds of phenomenal things. Smart Glass is also going to be used to play certain games. They showed a couple of games like Dead Rising 3 where the guy was stuck and they needed artillery, and he pulls out his phone and goes, well, Smart Glass, I can call in some artillery, and you see him gobbling it up, and all of a sudden all these planes comes over and just takes out the zombies. So Smart Glass is going to be used very wisely in the Xbox One. So you're going to want to download that. Also, you can be able to do things like look at your overall player score, look at what your friends are doing, launch a game, play a game, and you can even tell that you want to play Killer Instinct right now, and it's going to go out and look for you a smart match based solely on your play style, your gameplay, and the whole nine, and then it's going to match you up. They're bringing The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, and then Battle 4 Second Assault is going to be on Xbox One before anywhere else they announce. All right, there's one other thing I wanted to touch on real quick. On Forza Motorsports 5, I'm just going to do this. I think this may have it a little bit over Gran Turismo. Now, let's not make no mistake about it. Gran Turismo has been one of the best racing games that you could put your hands on in years past. But with Forza Motorsports coming out with more human intelligence, they have a thing called a drivatar. Okay, the drivatar basically is there to learn how you drive your car. Everything you do, when you brake, when you accelerate, when you are aggressive, when you attack, when you lay back, when you settle the car, your drivatar learns all of that. And then get this, guys, we can all be at work and decide we want to race, and our drivatar is going to be online racing for us. So that's right, me and you can be sitting and say, man, I don't got time, drivatar, take over. Drivatar is going to race for us, and then when we come back, we get awards and achievement based on what our drivatar does. So it's kind of like a ghost plan for you while you're just sitting at home eating dinner. I think that that's going to be phenomenal. Let's talk price tag real quick. Actually, before we talk that, let's talk about the other big blockbuster that was dropped. Halo 20 will be out in 2014. It's going to, for the first time, blaze at a whopping 60 frames per second, and it's coming to Xbox One in 2014. We didn't expect, at least I didn't expect to see a Halo game after they announced Spartan Assault only for Microsoft Windows 8 and for Microsoft Windows 8 mobile devices, and also after they announced the show that they're going to be doing. But surprise, surprise, here we go. All right, so let's talk about price tag for this one, and I'm going to do a little slight comparison, and we're going to be done. $499, no cents is what you're going to pay for the Xbox One. You can pre-order it now at two spots, GameStop and Amazon. Now, let me tell you what I think overall about the two conferences. I really personally think that each of them have strong suits and have weak suits. They each guys are gonna have games that either you can't play anywhere else and that you're gonna like. So instead of all of us just drumming up that we hate one or the other system, we're gonna have to go back now to how it was when I was young. And those of you out there that's around my age, you know exactly what I'm about to say is true. Because back in the day, I had a Nintendo, I had a PS1, I had a Sega Genesis, I had Sega Turbo, I had Sega CD. We had all Nintendo 32, when all those came out, because one system had the best games in the world, one system did RPGs the right way, one system did first-person shooters the right way. Back then, there was no time to be biased because all the systems was doing something else that some other system wasn't. It's coming back down to that right now. If you are a fan right now of God of War, well, you can't play God of War on Xbox, so you got to have a what? PS3. However, looking at that, I do think this. I do think that Sony did strike a hard nerve, and they did strike real fast when they came out and said that there will still be support for used games. This is either going to make Xbox look back and take a step back, or they're going to keep it that way and see how the dice rolls. Now, some of my friends probably disagree with me on this statement, but up until yesterday, I thought that it was the developers that was being greedy. But if you look at it, it can't be. Because Sony has some of the exact same developers that Microsoft does. Bungie works for both of them before and is now. EA works for both of them before and is now, just to name two. And let's not forget, EA was the creator of the Online Pass. You know, that dreaded thing that you had to put a code in to unlock certain online features and gameplay. They created that, and they just dropped it a couple of months ago. So, if Sony is allowed to bring the PS4 out and still support used games, but Microsoft says that they're not going to, and you got to put this code in that locks it down, if you're looking at it and comparing like I am, that ain't got nothing to do with the developers. But to be fair on that note, a lot of the new games that is coming out for Microsoft is made by Microsoft Studios. So if you want to say the developers being greedy from that standpoint, I'll give that one to you. On the other hand, both of them are going to support their older systems. Both of them, or say one of them is going to support their brand new or their 2-year-old Vita, which is their portable handheld, being Sony. Guys, it's so easy for Sony to say I'm building you a new one, but they're not trying to nickel and dime you here. They're going to keep going on with the Vita and just make the Vita better than what it already is. Both of them are going to carry over your PSN Plus or your Gold. Let me talk PSN Plus and Gold to you just for a couple of seconds, because I don't want you guys to relieve the hype. My son had left a comment that said that he thinks that PSN or that PlayStation had started winning when they had online gameplay for free. Okay, and I told him don't believe the hype, because it might have started out that way, but it certainly ain't that way now. Okay, because now, out of Jack Trent's mouth, if you are a PSN Plus subscriber, you will be able to immerse yourself in the full PSN community and play multiplayer games. If you are not, you can still play single player and you will still get all the media for free. Let me see. Who did that sound like when they first came out that Sony said, oh my goodness, it's the worst thing in the world? Oh yeah, Microsoft. It's the same thing we pay for on Microsoft, correct? We pay the Gold membership so that we can have rights to play multiplayer with our friends, sometimes get exclusive content. They're on the same boat, people. I have PSN Plus right now for my PS3. If I did not have PSN Plus, I could not use the cloud storage, and I could not have it download my updates to my PS3 automatically for me. So I think they're even on that. So people need to get off the high horse that, oh my goodness, Microsoft is the worst person in the world because they charge us to play our games, because guess what? PSN is doing the same thing, and I still say Sony's the biggest hypocrites for that. Who won? Definitively, guys, I don't think anybody did. I think it's a tie. I think it's going to come down to your personal preferences after watching both conferences, because they both came out with some serious content. For once, I'm very proud of Sony, because Sony did not sit back on their laurels. Maybe this PS4 is what they needed. They didn't sit back on their laurels like they have a couple of years ago when I was there, and Jack wanted to come out looking all beat down and talk about, we're going to bring back this old title, we're going to bring back this old title, we're going to do this. Some old titles are both getting revamped, but it's new and it's fresh. So I don't know. They both have brand new content. They both have brand new systems. They both have a ton of fans. Whether you hate it, whether you like it, whether you don't, Microsoft still has the biggest base. 74 million people is signed up to Live right now. Okay, even with 184% growth, I think Jack Tretton said that ain't enough to topple the base for Microsoft. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Sony won hands down? Do you think Microsoft won hands down? Are you like me? Are you in the middle and say they both have good and bad points, so nobody really won because they've come up with the same amount of content? What? Let me know down here in the comments of this video. You guys know how to reach me, CenaCenasCorner.com. Also on Facebook, Facebook.com/CenasCorner1101, and over at Twitter, Cena5401. Also, stay tuned here because I'm going to be dropping some E3 trailers later from EA Sports. And also make sure you head over to Eggplante.com. Check out my video over there. Also, support all of the other writers and contributors over there, guys. We're working real hard for you this E3 to give you what you need. I will come back a little later on too and give you just a quick breakdown of what I thought on EA's conference, and then we're going to talk about some specific games that's going to come out that way. If there's one of the games you want me to really weigh in on after you see the trailers, or if you know of them right now, you can also leave that comment down here. All right, guys, I thank you for joining me, and until next time, peace, love, keep rocking out, and I'm going to catch you guys the next time.